So, my chair's creaking. Perfect way to start this video. Perfect. So, here's the thing. I've been trying to make this video for the last 7 months. Yes, I just looked at my YouTube channel and I saw that the last time I made a video was 7 months ago. And for someone who wants to monetize their YouTube channel, that is just absolutely horrific that I went 7 months without making a video. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but it's just kind of hitting me, just the hypocrisy of it all. And maybe that's not even the right word. I guess what I'm coming to terms with is my own delusions about my own creativity. And this is something that I'm just now realizing, and I think maybe it had to come to this point for me to have some sort of clarity about my own creativity, and especially this YouTube channel, and about where I want to go with it. So I say that it took me 7 months to make this video. Why? Because for the last 7 months, I'm making sure the audio's running and I'm actually getting this. So for the last 7 months, I kept thinking of ideas for videos. And I would think of the idea and I would research it and I would start to go down that path and I would take notes. And then my ADHD would kick in and I would just completely stop and start doing something else. And then that would be a topic that didn't seem right. And then time would go by and I would think back on the topics that I had and I would say, I don't think any of these topics are right. Maybe I should give it some more time and keep conceptualizing what it is that I want to do with this channel. And I kept waiting and waiting and waiting and working on other people's projects and not working on any of my own. And time went by. A lot of time went by, not only for my YouTube channel, but for other creative projects that I've wanted to do in my life. I was just looking in my notebooks today, notebooks that I have from when I was in high school, and I used to write songs. I used to want to be a songwriter. I loved Bob Dylan. I loved the Beatles. I loved Paul Simon, all those great songwriters. I admired them so much. I wanted to be a songwriter so bad. I would spend so much time writing songs. I would write songs when I was sitting in class. I would be writing songs in my head when I was playing sports. I would be just writing songs in my head all day long. And I have just notebooks and notebooks and notebooks of songs that I had written. But for some reason, I stopped. I stopped writing songs. And I think that in some way life got in the way, and somewhere along the line, I think in college, I sort of just became confused about what it is that I really wanted to do, and I didn't see a path forward for songwriting. And again, my ADHD kicked in, and I started learning other things, and I started learning filmmaking. And I'm so happy that I did those things. I'm so happy that I have those experiences, and a lot of good things have come from them. But I look back at those notebooks today, and these are all songs that I wrote when I was maybe even 15 years old, 15, 16, 17 years old. I was very young when I was doing that. And I look at those songs and I'm like, these were good songs for a 15-year-old, for a 16-year-old, even if I was 18 at the time. They were decent, they were decent songs. They had some structure to them. I was learning music theory at the time. I was taking guitar lessons. I took some vocal lessons. I was really into it. And I looked back on that and I just thought to myself, why did I stop this? If I had been writing songs all of this time, like I'm 31 now, if I had been writing songs since I was 17, 15, even, I think I started when I was first playing the guitar when I was like 13. I think shortly after that, once I had learned a few chords, that's when I had started writing songs. So I was very young. This is pre-high school even. And if I had just kept writing songs and not gone down so many other paths, something maybe would have came of that. And I guess just what I want to say to anyone watching is that If you have some sort of instinct about where you want to go with your creativity, just trust it. Just trust that instinct and keep moving forward with it. Because what's going to happen is time's going to go by and you're going to look back on what it is that you had started creatively and that you really liked doing, you really wanted to do. And you're going to look back if you stop, and you're going to look back and you're going to say, why did I stop doing this? Why did I stop doing this? Because all these other things that I've done are fulfilling on some level, but this was the thing I wanted to do. This was the thing that I had an instinct towards, and I stopped. And I don't regret that I stopped. I mean, I wish that if I could go back and do anything, I would tell myself to keep moving forward with the creative projects that I wanted to do. Because what ended up happening with me is that I kept doing creative work. I kept doing cinematography. I kept working in music. I started teaching. I started making videos for other people, making music videos for other people when I could have been writing songs and making my own music videos. But I think there was probably some sort of insecurity that got in the way, or just maybe not valuing myself and my own wants and needs enough, and doing things that were being given to me rather than me choosing the things that I wanted to do. And if you don't choose for yourself, life is going to choose for you. And just, like I said, I'm 31, and over the last decade, creative projects had just kind of fallen in my lap to make videos, to work on film sets, and some of these films did well. I didn't do it for that long, but 2 of them won Emmy Awards. And, not that that's anything to boast about. I was just a camera assistant. I didn't do all that much on the sets. But if you work hard, if you're someone who works hard and you're a creative person and you're intelligent, creative work will come to you. But if it's not the creative work you want to do, you have to really, really have some restraint and say no. And that's one thing that I think I just did not know how to do in my 20s, was to say no to the creative projects that were really cool projects. I was so fortunate to be on these projects. Like, I was working with great people, amazing artists, people who are very talented. Like, I'm not knocking any of that stuff at all. I'm just saying that when time goes by and you're a creative person and you have a lot of creative talents, if you don't really choose what you want to do and stick to that one thing, you have to be like an animal. Like, that's the type of determination you have to stick to a creative goal, because so many other things are going to be presented to you. And if you just keep saying yes, 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 next thing you know, so much time goes by and you haven't worked on any of your own projects. And that's what happens to me, and that's what's been happening to me over and over and over again since I was a kid. And sort of what I was doing today was I was saying to myself, I got to get back into YouTube. Like, this is what I want to do. I want to push my YouTube channel forward. I have things I want to say. I want to make this channel. And I just said, you know what? Let me start setting the camera up. I had no intention of making a video today. None. That's why the room is a bit messy. That's why I'm wearing this headband. I didn't even think about what I was wearing because I was just kind of cleaning up my room. I was setting up this camera. I was playing with different setups. And I realized what I was starting to do today was what I had done multiple times over the last 7 months, which was start to make a video, start setting things up, and then realize this isn't the right time because of this, and that, right? There's always a million reasons. I was looking around the room and in the back, the blanket's falling off the couch, right? There's a bunch of books here. The room is kind of messy, right? It's because I had no intention of filming. But what I realized is that at some point, you just have to do it. You just have to do it. And that's why I got to the point today where I said, you know what? Let me just turn the camera on and make a video. Let me not plan it. Let me just talk, because every time I plan and I go down a road and then I stop and I find a million and one reasons not to do it. And I, over the last few years, like I said, I had been learning cinematography. I'd become a bit of a gearhead. And so I was setting up this camera today, and I'm looking in this lens, and I'm like, I kind of like the way this looks, but this isn't the best lens for this length right here. Like, I want something with a little bit of a better aperture so I could get more blur in the background. And I was thinking like, oh, okay, maybe I'm going to look into lenses, maybe I'll buy one, and then I'll make the videos. I'm going to set this up, and then I'll make the videos. And then I was thinking, maybe I should get a new monitor, because the monitor that I have on top of the camera right now only shoots in 1080. It doesn't shoot in 4K. And I'm like, okay, let me get the monitor that shoots in 4K. And I realized, like, I just keep doing this thing where it's never right. Like, the circumstances are never perfect enough for me to pursue the creative project I want to do. So that's why I'm saying, just do it. Just do the creative project you want to do. Don't let anything get in the way. And it's so easy to let things get in the way. Like right now, like I'm going to look at notes, and I never want to look at notes in videos. Like, I've tried to use a teleprompter before. I realized that didn't really work. I just sounded so robotic. And so, what else was I going to say? I don't even know at this point. Yeah, I guess I said everything I want to say. What I wanted to say was just stick to your creative projects and just do them. Just do them, because the sheer act of doing them is going to make you better. And there is always going to be a million and one reasons not to do them. And I think one of the other things that kept holding me back was that I kept trying to make videos that weren't really what I wanted to do, but was what I thought I should do. And I kept trying to sort of like put on this persona in my videos to seem, I don't know. I really don't know what I was doing. And then today I just realized, like, I need to just do it. And like right now I'm chewing gum. Completely forgot that I was chewing gum before I hit record. And so now I'm just recording the video and chewing gum. Normally I would never let myself chew gum in a video. I would start the video, get halfway through it, realize I was chewing gum, and then spit the gum out and start the video all over again. And I was wasting so much time. And that is another thing I realized as I'm getting older, is that the time is just ticking away. And if you're not doing the things that you want to do, then how, are you really living? Right? And this is just a wake-up call to me, and a thank you to the people who are putting out content every day and who are just sitting in front of the camera and just being so real. That's one of the things I love about YouTube, is that there's so many people doing that. And that is one of the things that sort of has kicked me in the butt recently, and saying, like, why am I sort of putting on this persona for videos when I could literally just sit in front of the camera and just record a little bit of something every day? And other people do that, and it works, right? People get followers. People like to see that steady stream of content, and it's helpful for the creator to be able to put out content every day and to just practice talking into the camera and recording. And I realized, you know what? It's so much easier too. It's so much easier to just be yourself in your creative projects and just do what you want to do rather than what you think everyone wants you to do. So this has been a long, rambling video. Maybe this isn't helpful to you, but it's been very helpful to me. It's kind of more messy than any of my other videos. I just set up the light and I was like, you know what? Good enough, right? And I think that good enough is something you have to learn as a creative, especially if you are plagued with a little bit of perfectionism. And I have a bit of that. And some people say, oh, that's great. Everything, the stuff you do, like, it looks really, really good. But, at what cost? At what cost? Like, should I let that perfectionism make me wait 7 months to make a video? I don't think so. I don't think that's worth it. So whatever it is that you're pursuing, I think like just do it and make it good enough. I'm not saying be lazy. I'm just saying don't let that perfectionism hold you back from making things. So that's also why I figured, you know what? Let me just turn on the camera. I'm chewing gum. The background's a mess. It's fine. The dog knocked the blanket off the couch. It's fine. There's stuff all over the place. It's fine. Let me just do it and put out a video that feels very, very honest, and just let that be the first step towards making more videos that just feel really, really honest. So if you like this video, thank you so much for watching. Keep watching. I'm going to keep putting out more. I'm going to take my own advice and not let perfectionism get in the way. I'm going to try my hardest to say no to the creative projects that are great, but that are just not for me at the end of the day. And I guess that's it, you know? If you're a creative, there's something you want to do, just do it. Thank you.